Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are here for week 2 of the whole story. We are super excited. It's not even week 2. It's week 3.
Race 3.
Race 3.
Yeah.
So Alex and I are having technical issues over the past few weeks. But I got to start out by thanking him and our boy Ryan for coming over yesterday.
Late night
hopefully
session.
getting our issues fixed. If we do a full stream today with no issues,
John will do a backflip.
I'll do something. I'll do a ninja roll over this table. But
Do
yeah,
suicide on Wednesday.
suicide on Wednesday, which is a dodgeball term, just in case.
Yeah.
You're
Oh, yeah.
familiar.
Yeah, let's make that very clear.
Yeah, we're not doing an actual suicide. I will be alive on Thursday. But yeah, we're here. Round 3, Australia this week. It is a home race for 2 drivers. It is a race that I think, probably unpopular opinion, needs to come off the calendar. It just doesn't do it for me. Or we need a better track layout.
I think a track layout and some regs on the cars that have changed. They gotta make these cars smaller. They're too damn big.
Well, we're going to see that in 2026, so maybe we keep the track layout the same, and then we'll see.
I still think you gotta change its track layout a bit. I just don't know what you really do. Has there been any other tracks in Australia? Other than Melbourne?
Many moons ago. But yeah, as far as the country goes, I think it needs a race.
For sure.
Especially when you got 2
Yeah,
drivers
you got 2 there.
representing it, and you've had like Mark Webber in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So you've had other drivers.
The Aussie drivers are always like pretty favorites on the grid too.
Oh yeah. So definitely we need to keep it on the map. I just think we need a better layout. But in last year's race, which we're gonna touch on, it turned into a full crapshoot.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yellows, reds at the end. Not protesting the race, but like I'm pretty sure the race basically ended under caution.
Yeah.
Where because Formula One's weird, because you can like get basically like you go out and then as you're coming to the line, they throw the checkered. It's not yellow, but you can't pass because the safety car comes in, but you can't pass before the line.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a weird thing they do. I don't know.
What's the difference in like NASCAR per se?
So NASCAR. Okay, if they take the white flag,
Mm-hmm.
the next flag ends the race. So either if
it's
they
a
make
yellow
it all the way back around a checkered, or if the yellow comes out, the race is over.
right there.
Yes, but if a caution comes out with like 2 laps to go, they don't end the race under caution.
Okay.
Yeah. It would be kind of a cool thing for Formula One to maybe adopt. I don't think these series need to start switching the rules for each other.
No, not at all. It's also like you don't. There's a few things that Formula One should adopt. Now, when it ends under caution, I'm sorry, when it doesn't end under caution, are they allowed to pit if there's like the Abu Dhabi situation? Is that something that could happen in NASCAR too in 2021? Remember how like Lewis couldn't pit because he gives up track position, and then Max can't pit because he's going to be right behind Lewis regardless of fresh tires.
Yeah, no, NASCAR, everyone comes in at the same time.
Okay.
So the caution, their bunches all up, pit lanes closed, and then they would all come down together.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I like how you brought up Abu Dhabi. The other thing, and this isn't a problem, but the Australia weekend, we up late.
Yeah.
Real late.
I'm not up late. I watch it afterwards.
Maybe you should
What's the
come
start?
over here.
Is it 3 a.m., right?
No,
for
it's,
us?
It's like 12 or 1.
Which is 3 a.m. for us? Is it like Japan?
So I forget the hours, but like it's Japan, Australia, Vegas was stupid late for us this year. I don't know what China's gonna do, but I feel like it's gonna do something similar.
Yeah, probably.
So any day races over there, they really get crazy for us.
Japan's at night, no? Oh no, it is during the day.
Yeah, like Bahrain and Jeddah. If they were during the day, I'm pretty sure it'd be.
It wouldn't. Well, it'd be like 12 hours, I'm assuming. So it'd be like, was it a 9 a.m. start time, right? And then 10 for Jeddah.
That's a good question.
I think it was 9:10. So It's not too bad, but still.
Um,
Sorry to be selfish, us Americans.
yeah. I think UK gets it the best, but that's okay.
Aussies get it the worst.
Aussies do get it the worst. But they come out in big crowds for this event.
Oh yeah, they do.
The numbers are really popping. I think the actual facility is cool too.
Yeah, I like the way it looks too. The track, like the colors, anyways.
Yeah, they're pretty mint. You didn't get to see our thumbnail, but AI made a pretty cool thumbnail
Sweet.
for us today. And it's just like you said, it's the colors, it's everything.
It's vibrant, yeah.
This track being right on the water is pretty cool too. It's got I forget the turn number. Let's see if I can pull it up super fast.
Now, was the other track that was in Aussie? Was it Australia? Sorry, was it Melbourne or Sydney?
Was it in Aussie?
In Australia.
I don't know where is that, to be honest.
I'm curious if they ever done to Sydney. Because I know a lot of Australia is inhabitable. It's 90% of it is inhabitable.
Bro, Australia is the most scariest place in the whole entire world.
Oh, I know. I want to visit so bad.
You want to visit?
I want to visit. Yeah, I want a vacation there, so at least once in my life.
No, thank you.
Come on, man. You don't want to go to surfing?
No, I don't want. I've seen the spiders,
oh, they're terrible.
The bugs. Yeah, I'm on about it.
Fun fact, there's more kangaroos in Australia than there are humans. If they had a coup d'etat, they would win.
And I've seen those guys.
Yeah, they throw hands. They throw, Mike Tyson ain't doing shit to them.
No. I don't know. Mike's looking pretty good, bro.
He does look good, but he's old.
Him or Jake Paul? Who are you taking?
I swear to God, if Jake Paul wins this fight, I'm hanging myself. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. Just please, Tyson, knock him out. These Paul brothers need to be put in their place.
Do you even think it's a real fight?
No, not at all. I think Tyson's going to lose in the 6th round. It's going to be he's just tired, and then it's going to go to a decision.
Yeah, because it's an event. I think it's actually labeled like a boxing event, not a boxing match.
I mean, boxing has been historically known to be the easiest sport to rig, and then
that's true.
Now you got the Paul brothers.
What do you know about the rigging?
I don't know much, but I did it. Historically, it's just hey, take a dive in the 10th round. It's pretty easy to do. It's sell a punch. Who was the one that just got knocked out recently by one of the Paul brothers? And it looked like he was telling his punches, Logan.
Woodley?
Yeah, Logan was doing stupid signals, and you could see.
Yeah. Well, Ryan's in the chat now. He's wondering, where's the cute guy from yesterday? Look at how he asked where himself is.
I think Lila's not here.
No, I appreciate him coming over, and I asked him to test the chat. So
sweet.
Man, I still sound like crap. I'm not gonna lie. I don't sound as crisp and clean as you do. You're sounding really good.
I know, but we got to take small victories.
Small victories. Okay. All right. Australia this week. Carlos Sainz should be back in the car.
Yeah, he should be over that appendicitis pretty good. It's kind of interesting because I was thinking about it. I was having a chat with someone actually about it. And our guest picker actually. She was asking about if Carlos Sainz was going to be back to make her picks, and I said most likely, because I had appendicitis and I was up the next day just walking like he was for the GP when he showed up, and everybody was giving him a hard time. They're like, "Oh, he shouldn't be doing that." I was like, he might have just had acute appendicitis. He could be fine, and but what I didn't think about was the G forces. That's gotta hurt. The G-forces an F1 driver takes, and you kind of feel your appendicitis for a little bit, and I wonder how that'll affect them.
Did you feel it 2 weeks after?
A little bit, but it wasn't extremely painful. It was just kind of feel like I had to pee at all times. Is the best way to describe it.
So over under that he pees himself. Money line. Does
Money
he
line?
pee himself? Yes or no?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
I think all drivers do. Dude, they're in that car for a long time, and they're drinking water.
They don't pee themselves.
They definitely have diapers.
They don't.
They do.
They don't.
They do.
We're not here for this. I'm not here for this. Yo, Hannah's in the chat too. Let's go.
Is Lila here?
Look, that's what she said. Oh yeah, you can't see. That's as far away from you, the chat, as it can get. I've never raced that long as these guys race. but I don't think that's an issue. I don't think these guys pee themselves.
Okay.
You don't believe
Fernando
me?
Alonso's like 42 years old. He's definitely peeing himself.
Wow, you just brought age into this. If he heard, that'd be embarrassing. You talk shit on Lance Stroll, and I don't really care if he hears. But if Fernando ever see this, and you just said
if Fernando ever sees this, like he'll take it in stride, 100%. He doesn't care what I have to say, or anyone for that matter.
You better hope so.
This dude makes too much money, does not care.
He's in like the top 50 people I'd like to have on this show.
Top 50?
Yeah.
Who are the other 49 people? That's a lot of people you put ahead of him.
Well, so
obviously Lewis.
Yeah.
All right, Max. I feel like Max would be really boring.
Yeah, I don't know. Max doesn't really.
Horner.
Nope. I want the Red Bull strategist.
Okay.
I guess what her last name is.
Abbott.
Hannah Schmitz.
Schmitz. What the heck is Hannah Abbott? Why does that sound so familiar?
I think you need to get Lando.
Oh yeah, Danny Rigg.
Danny Rick.
He's a personality. Esteban Ocon. Ask him why he's the most hated driver in the grid.
Okay.
Lance Stroll Sr.
Nope.
Helmut Marko.
Nope.
Wow, you are biased. Toto.
Nui,
yeah, for sure. Toto.
for sure.
James Vowles.
Nah.
Bono.
I'll pass. Bono for sure.
GP. I'd like to have GP. I'm telling you right now, I want GP.
I'll take it. Yeah. That's a mutual agreement. Yeah, GP would be pretty dope.
Who else is there? Who's the guy whose Ferrari is just pulling everyone? What's the lead guy now? Something I can't pronounce his name. Van Sewer or something like that.
He's the lead guy.
Yeah, he's the one who like is getting all the credit for Lewis and getting Lewis, potentially Bono, Nui, potentially again. What's his name?
You talking about
chubby guy. He worked at Alpha.
Oh, Fred Vasseur?
Yeah, him. Fred Vasseur.
Did you just call him the chubby guy?
Yeah, he chubby.
That's so
it's
messed
okay.
up. All right. So we have Sainz in the car. We have a track with little. So we know Red Bull's going to dominate.
Yes.
And we have Ferrari in second.
Mm-hmm. I think McLaren could show up the track too.
See, I don't think they can, to be honest.
It's slow corners, right, too?
And that's what was
Mercedes.
That was their struggle last week.
Mercedes could do well on this track.
That's what I'm thinking. So this track has one of my favorite turns. Maybe we'll throw it up here on the screen real quick for you guys. So it's got a cool track layout. Turns 9 and 10.
It looks like a baby doing a crunch.
It looks like a baby doing a crunch. Is that what you just said?
Yeah. Come on, look at it. You don't see it? A little mat right there. And then the legs hanging over. And then arms behind the head. Come on. Don't pretend like you don't see it. You can't see Carter right there doing a crunch?
Chat, what is he talking about? I'm trapped in the basement with a man who's lost his mind.
Listen, it's been a Monday.
Or like you're saying
yeah,
that's
like
that's the legs.
The bottom part's the legs right here, the far side, and then right here's the arm behind the head. Arm behind the head. That's the head, the top part right here, and then it looks like a crunch.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hold up.
I'm telling you now, people are going to see it, and you're going to sound crazy.
I guess. I mean, no one's saying anything in the chat, so I think they all know you're crazy, and they feel
okay,
bad.
Whatever.
But 9 and 10 here is one of my favorite turns on might be in the calendar. It's probably in the top 5. It is such a fast left-hander into a quick right-hander. On TV, it does not justify how fast they go through it. There's some good clips of people like just taking videos from their phone.
Oh yeah, I seen it.
And they just fly. So that's a high-speed corner. But then you're backing it down decently through 11. 12's a little bit faster. 13, 14, obvious. Well, 13 slow, 14 you're starting to pick up some speed. 1 to 2 slow, 3 to 4 slow, 5 fast, 6 slow, and then 7, 8 fast. So it's a pretty good mixture of slow and fast. So I'm interested to see if Mercedes can keep up with McLaren. And then you have Aston Martin, who looked fast last week, but I don't think this track has those same features.
This is going to be a strange layout for those two, McLaren and Mercedes, because like half the track is slow, half the track is fast, like you're saying. So I feel like whoever qualifies better is going to stay in front of them, the other.
Okay, so you think the race is going to be had on Saturday?
Yeah, pretty much. Like Ferrari can overtake in the fast ends of the track. Just McLaren struggles with the slow corners, and Mercedes struggles with the fast ones. So, even layout for both constructors.
Yeah. So who can get the most out of their car on Saturday? I like it. The internet tells me the first Grand Prix at this track was 96. So we were 1 and 2.
Depending on when it happened, yeah.
Yeah. But that's how long they've been there. So, I'm definitely not going to know where they were before it.
I'm curious. I feel like they've had to try Sydney.
What makes you think they tried Sydney?
It's just how many cities do you know in Australia? Melbourne and...
I only know Melbourne because there's a racetrack there.
That's true.
Yeah, so as you guys saw on the map too, there is 3 DRS zones if they go with the DRS zone into turn 9, which they have turned off in the past. But
sorry, the city's name is Adelaide, Adelaide, 1990.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. Okay, no Sydney.
No Sydney. You got Sydney out of your system?
Not really.
You're thinking of Sydney Sweeney, maybe a little bit too much?
Nah, man, I'm not in the blondes.
You're who?
I'm not into blondes. I'm not into blondes. Blonde hair.
They said Amanda Blondes. Like, who's that? You're not into blondes.
Yeah, sorry.
Why did you
I can acknowledge he's pretty.
Why did you just lie to the whole stream? Sydney Sweeney.
I have a really bad poker face.
Sydney Sweeney's top dog right now.
Okay, it's fine. She's not my top dog. She's a Chihuahua.
All right. Oh man. Yeah, not a lot of passing around here. That's another one of the reasons that this track produces races that I think are a little subpar. Man, you gotta have good traction coming out of 14 down that front straightaway, or you really gotta set them offline into 1, get a better run out of 2, or else you're just following for half the lap here.
Yeah, it should be interesting to see how it plays out. Do you think if somebody out-qualifies Red Bull, they could hold it?
No.
Not at all.
Mm-mm. I've also seen Ferrari pull better strategy here than Mercedes and get Vettel ahead of Hamilton. So all Red Bull needs to do is stay within a second or two, undercut, or if Ferrari short pits, Red Bull's tires will be able
They're
to
going to last longer, yeah.
Yeah.
They're just going to get track position.
Yeah.
It really is so unfortunate that Red Bull's this good. And it's not just like, I was talking to John about before the stream started. It sucks because, like, you can't even bank on a DNF from Red Bull. That car's so reliable.
Yeah, absolutely. Way too reliable.
I mean, like, I'd rather have it that way, to be honest. Like, I want the other constructors to overtake on the track.
Yeah.
Not through a DNF or, like, engine failure or anything like that.
Well, we've discussed the top 5 teams. Let's discuss the bottom 5 teams. I think we're in agreement. Haas, Alpine, Sauber, RB, and Williams. Bottom 5 teams.
For sure.
Does any one of them sneak points this weekend?
I could see Haas sneaking in there.
You think so?
Potentially, yeah. Nico, he's Mr. Saturday, so he'll qualify pretty well. He usually does. I could also see Williams potentially getting in there
Okay.
with like, I mean, like they don't look horrible in the fast corners, but they don't look great either. But I could see it happening.
I think you brought up the fact if anyone can get ahead of RB, can they? Would they be able to pass them? Would RB be able to pass whoever got ahead?
Yeah.
I think might be the same thing for like a Haas or a Williams. If they get ahead of like an Aston Martin that's not on its best day, they might struggle to pass.
Yeah. I mean, Albon's shown historically he's able to hold off the entire grid if he has to. Was it a track that he held like 7 guys behind him? It was for a long time. Didn't he pit on like the last lap?
Where he pitted with 2 to go.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Where he got points for the team.
Yeah.
And then he started dyeing his hair. I think was after this race.
The red hair, yeah, right?
Remember the hair dyeing phase? Yeah. Okay. I think I'm in full agreement. I think it's going to be a Haas.
Williams.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested. Kick looked okay last week. This very different track. RB, I think, needs to show up at some point here in the season.
Danny has to show up. Yuki's having a pretty good season so far.
I guess.
I mean, like, it's 2 races, but like
we're in very much disagreement of that.
I just think Danny needs to pick it up. He needs to pick it up.
Okay. You're not alone. There's a lot of people that think he's just like a distraction at this point.
I don't think he's a distraction, but he's like, he just needs to pick it up. He needs to be doing better. If he wants a seat next year, he's holding up a seat right now. And like a guy like Liam Lawson should be in there.
But what's to say Liam Lawson shouldn't be in Yuki's seat? Why is it Danny's seat?
Why is it Danny's seat that I'm worried about? Because Danny is supposed to be the guy who came from A team to go to the B team for a little transitional phase to go back to the A team next season. Yuki isn't in talks for that second Red Bull seat. Nobody thinks he's going to get that second Red Bull seat. People think there's like probably like 30 or 40% of people who watch F1 who think Danny Rick is going to get the second seat next season. I think it should be Checo. He's showing up right now. If he keeps it up all season, he should stay there. But that being said, like if Danny Rick is going to get that second seat, he needs to earn it. He needs to be defeating Yuki on a regular day-to-day basis. In qualifying, in race strategy, in the overall pace too.
I want to revisit this with you at like the halfway point, and we'll really be able to see.
Yeah, well, of course, it's only 2 races into the season, but he hasn't looked great either. He's got qualified at both times. Yuki almost made Q3 in first race, and he made Q3 in the second race.
Me and you are so on opposite sides of this qualifying thing.
Qualifying?
Yeah, like I don't think that matters.
Okay, that's fine. But like Danny Rick hasn't looked good in the races either. He only passed Yuki over team orders.
But he was right on him.
You think he would have overtaken?
Worst case scenario is he finishes 1 car behind him.
Okay. You have to be beating your teammate on a regular basis.
Okay,
F1, the biggest rival is always your teammate.
That's 1 race.
Okay. Second race, he had the 40-second pit stop. But regardless, he qualified, P14?
I mean, I just think you're throwing him out, and we don't even see nothing yet. And I'm not like a Yuki fan like you are. Like, I think Yuki can go.
I'm fine with Yuki going too, to be honest. Like, he needs to cool out, and it's been like his fourth season? Fourth season.
I don't even know where we're at anymore.
I think 2021 was his rookie season. Right? Yeah, 2021 was, so 22. Yeah, this is his 4th season.
It could be. Yeah. We'll take it. All right, so me and you are on the different sides of the Danny Rick Yuki Tsunoda debate, and I like that.
I'm more than happy for both of them to go. I think Liam Lawson should 100% have a seat this season. And there's a lot of good young talent who aren't getting seats.
Liam Lawson, Oliver Bearman. That would be a cool driver lineup.
That would be. Nick DeVries. No, I'm joking.
R.I.P.
Dominated Formula E.
Can you see that or no?
Not at all. I'm blind as a bat.
What is Alex, are you going to make me look like a fool? Who's Munyeka? What is going on? Should I have Googled this first?
No. It's an inside joke. High school. Remember when Vine was around? You're not going to find it. Muñeca's a doll in Spanish. The word doll.
Oh.
So you're not going to find it. It's not going to be funny. Like, it's not a meme. Ryan made this video. It's a Vine. You're not going to find it at all. Okay, that's great. So I had a Chihuahua, R.I.P. She died last year.
Right.
And her name was Muñeca, and she was outside using the bathroom when we pulled up to my house, my parents' house at the time, and Ryan recorded a video, and he's like, "Oh, fuck Muñeca," and then she's just yipping at him for like 30 seconds straight. It was just a funny video at the time.
So Muñeca being your big dog. Okay, I get it now. Shouts out Ryan. Shouts out high school. All right. Well, we've chatted pretty much about everyone. To be honest, Alex and I were worried about audio all week, and it's really starting to annoy me. It's still a problem. But so we don't have a lot of notes, so we're gonna jump into the. This week we got FanDuel odds, not DraftKings. We got FanDuel odds this week. Also, we got no camera on in there. That's pretty cool. Boom, camera. All right, look at this, Alex. Max is just continuing to dominate here. I believe he was minus 400 last week to minus 550. That's pretty crazy.
I'm betting the whole kitchen sink on Max.
Okay. Now I'm with you.
Battery money back.
But let's talk real quick. Certain tracks, did they light? This track sets off a thing in my head to always have turn one issues.
Okay.
This, Spa, not all tracks set it off in my head like this track.
Silverstone,
it has issues.
I don't think it's a design, but it seems like every time I think of the Star Race Silverstone, it hasn't been cleaned these last few years.
Yeah, it's got that wide sweeping first turn. So I do feel like if there ever was a track, it would be this track.
You turn one incident, DNF.
It's the only thing that'll stop him.
I know. I just don't think it's going to happen. Because Checo's pretty good in the street circuits, and he's probably going to qualify Q2. I'm sorry, P2. Yeah.
This is where he wrecked last year.
He did.
But it's not happening this year.
I don't think so. I think he's going to play it safe. He's going to make sure he gets a car around the corner. He's not going to try to overtake early on. Because I think he tried to overtake early on, and that's what caused the wreck, right? Was it the outside?
I just know he wrecked in qualifying. Oh. Well, I don't know. Is that him in the background?
It might be.
But that could be at the end of the race, too.
Yeah, but, all right, so worst case scenario, you get Charles P2. Yeah. I see Charles playing it safe just because it's Max. The thing is crazy about it's like knowing your drivers too, because like, early on in the last race in Jeddah, Charles gave the space to Checo. I'm sorry. Yeah. Charles tried to overtake Checo, right? Had that been Max, Charles isn't trying to move.
You think Charles drives Max that much different?
Everybody drives Max that much different because Max has no fear. He's gonna put it in the wall. He'll take both of you guys out.
I don't think this new Max will.
It's not new Max. It's just winning Max. When Max gets nervous, he starts making mistakes. Like in Vegas last year, he was generally concerned that Charles could have won that race, and he started to make mistakes.
Yeah, but then he tightened it up and won.
Yeah, but his car's just that dominant. I think everyone's saying that this new Max is so mature and so good. The second Max starts running into fear that he's not going to win the race, like, all right, look at the beginning of last season when Checo won like the first 2 out of 3 or something like that, or 2 out of 4. I forget what it was. Checo was competing with him for the award driver. He did not like Checo. His attitude changed when he started winning every single race afterwards.
I just think that's a competitor.
Okay, that's fine. But like when Max isn't completely comfortable he's going to win the race, I guarantee you're going to see old Max come back. I will stand on that. I will die in this hill.
Well, I mean, I don't have a crystal ball, bro.
No, I get you. But like
I like that you're putting it out into the universe. That way it's
I'm just saying, like if next season or 2026 with the new regs, when other cars are competing with that Red Bull, you're going to see a different Max. I guarantee it.
All right. I like it. Put it here on the show right now. All right. Rest of the odds. Sergio is second with plus 1,400. Charles in third with plus 1,800. You'll see what's going on with Ferrari when we get down there. Lando plus 3,600, Lewis plus 3,600, George plus 3,600, Fernando plus 5,000. So they obviously don't think that this car will be as good here. Oscar plus 5,000. FanDuel still had Oliver in the lineup at plus 7,000. I do think if Carlos is in this list, where's he at?
Right behind Charles.
At what?
Plus 2,000, maybe plus 22.
Oh, okay. So you knock him down a little bit. I mean, that's not historically wrong. Lance at plus 18,000, and then FanDuel. I don't know if they're just lazy or they don't care, but the other 10 drivers are all at plus 42,000.
That's definitely just lazy.
Yeah, but they're also not like wrong.
No, not at all.
Mick is very much disagreeing with your take here. He says that Lewis Hamilton is the one that can't handle the pressure anymore, not Max.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we don't say that. If that's his opinion, it's his opinion.
Wow.
I'm not gonna sit there and argue with a Red Bull fan. It's just arguing with a brick wall.
That's your job. You have a mic in front of you. You're supposed to argue with them.
I'm not Stephen A. I'm sorry.
Wow, that's so.
I mean, the facts are gonna tell you that Max he has matured, but I'm telling you, when he gets nervous, things are gonna change. Okay. He showed his colors at Vegas last season. He got nervous. He started making mistakes.
All right, I like it. I mean, I'm just going to say to him that I think Lewis can handle the pressure.
I think so, too.
Because he's been outperforming his car for the last 2 years now. And got...
He almost had P2 in the constructor in the driver championship last season.
He did have some momentum going before Austin, for sure.
And then this season, he's doing the same thing that he started with the new regs. He's just throwing different setups on to hope for the best.
Yeah, it's true.
I wish he would stop doing that, though. I'm not going to lie to you.
He's swinging hard at the fence every week, trying to get a setup that works. Well, Mick, it's good to see you in the chat. Week 1, I was wearing my Mick shirt, my new Mick shirt, when the camera was like facing us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's got some good new stuff this year. All right, let's get to our picks here. As I pull it up on the screen. Oh my God. All of our first picks are already in. Alex, introduce our guest picker for us this week.
Belle's a friend of mine who I found out watched F1 late last year. I want to say towards the end of last year. I found out she watched F1, and she actually pays attention. She's not just watching just to watch. She actually watches and keeps track of who she wants to win. She's a Ferrari fan, so heavy bias into Charles. So, ladies man.
Well, I mean, who can argue?
I can't. He's a good-looking dude. Carlos is too. I think it's the best-looking team in the grid.
You think Carlos?
I think Carlos has awesome hair.
Wow.
Awesome hair.
Into Carlos's hair. Okay, I like it. Okay. As far as picks go here, we all.
You know, John, I you said earlier that you didn't have a crystal ball. I think you do.
A little bit. I just didn't want to show up that early in the show. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She also mentioned that we should be picking 2 through 6 because this is pointless with just having Max at P1 every race. And I kind of agree.
I don't hate it.
We're guaranteeing 5 points every week.
I just don't like that you pitch it to me right now.
It is what it is. All right, let's go.
Because now my brain is like trying to figure out how to make it work. Okay. Let's let Bella pick number 2 first. I feel like this is going to be a very boring top 5. I'm just going to say it now. But what is your second pick?
Charles.
Okay. Bella coming in here, shaking it up. I appreciate you, Bella.
I think Alex, I started the last race, so I think it's your turn.
Oh, is it?
I think so. I could be wrong, but I'm like...
Well, we've had audio issues that have made me not focus. So I'm picking Sergio.
I'm doing the same thing.
I'm trying to win this year, so... All right. So Bella in here throwing up the curveball, which we appreciate big time. Who's Bella got for number 3?
Checo.
Okay. So she's seeing a Red Bull Ferrari podium again. She's got Sergio. Wow, this is where it gets tricky for me. I think I have to go with Bella's favorite driver here, just because he's won here before. I think people forget that.
I forgot that.
Yeah. I also want to think his first year with Alfa Romeo, he scored really good points here. So I think it's just a track that he's good at. Who are you putting 3?
I'm doing the same thing.
All
It's
right,
gonna be boring for a little bit.
Kid's just copying me. Jeez.
I'm sorry. You got a crystal ball. I gotta trust it.
All right, well.
Her P4 is Russell.
Oh my gosh, I love it. She came in with some good thoughts, changing it up. I appreciate her.
Is Carter okay?
I feel like that's just a car that went down the stairs. You don't hear crying.
No. He probably threw something through the little. Is that
Through
little
the cat door.
Yeah, little cat door.
As long as the kid's not crying, then he's okay. Okay. So she's got George 4th. See, I think I'm just gonna be boring here because I want to win this year. So I'm going Carlos 4th.
I'm gonna follow Bella here. And I'm going Russell 4th.
Really?
I think the appendicitis might affect him a little bit.
That's got to be more than cars coming down the stairs, right? Or is that just more cars?
I don't know. I don't know what's upstairs.
Alex, it's also not cool that you're just copying our guest picker, stealing her 4. Who does Miss Bella have for number 5?
Lando.
Wow, she's taking the papaya. She's picking Lando over Oscar, huh?
Yeah. No respect for the Aussies.
Yeah, and in Oscar's home state too.
I'm mad that you had like the Max's preset because I was gonna change her first vote to be Nick DeVries.
It was gonna make it seem like she didn't know what was going on. Okay, I do think slower corners, some time to look back at the car. I do think that Lewis grabs 5th. So that leaves you with your
Carlos.
5th place. Okay.
I think Lewis is gonna go 6.
I mean,
If Lewis doesn't mess with his setup this race, I'm gonna be so upset because he'll finish in the top 5 if he does.
well, so I mean, obviously, because I can talk about Mercedes all day. I'm worried as a Mercedes fan that Ferrari's bringing updates, I believe, to Imola around.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have issues with the cooling, so I think they're adjusting their side pods a little bit. I do believe that they'll be faster. I want to say I read that McLaren's bringing big updates in the future, which I think will make them faster, obviously.
Mercedes has no idea what to do.
Mercedes has no idea what's going on with their car. You couldn't have said it any better. And because of that, it scares me. So I think they're going to need to put points on the board right now. Ryan, who's kind of been red hot with picks, he says Max, Sergio, Charles, Alonso.
Okay.
4th, and then Piastri in 5th.
I don't hate any of that.
If that hits,
I could see that all hitting.
If that hits, that'll be nuts. I'm just gonna check the schedule here real quick. Yeah, so we have maybe if Bella's in the mood, we get her on next Monday.
For picks again?
Or, sorry, there's not a race next weekend.
Oh.
So we'll get her on next Monday to talk about her picks. Yep. And then we'll get it. We'll just get her on the show. Now that I think we could do a show with the audio issues, because we're gonna be wrapping this one up.
How about this? If Ryan's hits pick, if Ryan picks hit, sorry, we get him. All 5. I can see it happening.
You think he's gonna get all 5 right?
I could see it happening.
He did just say that he has the script.
Okay. 2024 script. When does Max win the championship, Ryan? What race?
Oh, that would be cool. Do you know, Ryan?
He's gonna say like Austin. What's the earliest he can win? I gotta go with that. When it's like mathematically impossible for him to lose. How many races do you think it's in a row?
Well, so he loses those 2 early races last year.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't win them. Which he's already won a couple of them.
All of them.
Yeah, I just meant take out Jeddah. He's won Jeddah.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet you he can't clinch it until 1 or 2 more. 1 or 2 earlier than last year.
Oh,
if he
okay.
was to win them all.
When did he win? Was it Austin last year he clinched?
No.
Brazil? Or was it earlier?
Why did I feel like it was Japan? That was a couple years ago. Ryan said the 7th race.
That's 25, right, for winning, and then 1 point for fastest. Did he win? He didn't win fastest lap, right? Last race?
No, Charles got fastest.
I don't think he got fastest lap in the first race either, right? I think George did or something. No? It wasn't Max? Okay. So Max fast 26, 25, that's 51. Let's say he gets 25 at the bare minimum each race. That's 104, 101, 126 is 6, 100. No, he needs way more points than that, Ryan.
Max got it equal round 1. Charles got it round 2. That was another thing because Charles got fastest lap. They were really wondering how fast that Ferrari was. Like maybe if they had a little bit more pace.
It's also the fuel load. Like by the end of the race, like on qualifying fuel load.
Yeah, that's true. But they were all on the same tires.
Yeah, but like it's also how fast do you really think Max is pushing? He only had an 8-second gap by Checo, and historically,
Max loves to push for the fastest lap.
That's true.
I think historically speaking, we've
seen
it a lot.
Ferrari tends to have the 1 lap pace, like pretty often. It's just literally, I think they have a problem with the fuel load, with the heavy fuel load.
Okay. All right. Well, Australia this week, we are, I think, beyond excited that we had audio on both mics. Alex's car battery died today, and he had a doctor's appointment, but he's still dedicated and made it here. So I appreciate that.
I was surprised.
We're going to clean up this audio even more for next week. And that's all I got for the people.
Sounds lovely.
All right. Bella, thank you so much for picking. Hannah, Ryan, Mick, thank you for watching. I'm sure my dad's somewhere out
I hope
there.
Lela watched.
Oh, she's dialed in.
Oh, for sure.
She might be my big dog.
Oh, you remember what Ryan said we should do yesterday?
What?
With Otto, with the picks.
Yeah.
We should do that with Lela.
Maybe some other time. All right, we're out of here. Peace. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.